Good morning. Good afternoon, actually. 1 after 12 on Friday, March 13th, 2020. I'm coming on. Hey, Lise, how are you? I'm jumping on today to deliver the Friday morning or the Friday afternoon planning series that I do every week. And this week, it's so apropos with what's going on right now and the craziness and the fear and the paralyzing around what we're used to is actually going to be changing over the next couple weeks. And we're going to be developing a new norm. And so there's always, every week I pick this word of power word, and this week my power word was execute, to move forward on something. I had a lot of things inside my business and actually personally that I wanted to execute on because what I found is hesitation stalls our momentum to move forward. So one of the things that I needed to get done was to get back on track with my supplements and get back to my natural doctor and get re-energized around that. My exercise and my eating have been spot on, but my supplements have not. And I've really noticed a change in the way that I was processing food, the swelling and the puffiness that I was that's happening to me. And I'm so glad that I executed on getting that done, right? Getting that appointment on the calendar and seeing him, because I'm back on track. And it feels really good to take charge over something, and especially take charge on something that we have control of, right? So, hi, Denise. So I'm always talking about the non-negotiables, right? That we have to put in our calendar. And my workout, going to mass, my prayer time, so, hi, Denise, and all those different things are non-negotiables for me. So when I picked my word of intention or my power word for the week, it was execute. And that was to execute on things that I have not made non-negotiable. So as I was saying, is that I got back with my chiropractor and my naturopathic doctor and got back on my supplements. So I am so excited about that I took charge of that, because I was feeling bloated and sluggish, and everything else was the same. My eating was, pretty spot on. My exercise was spot on. But what was going on is inside, just like we do, handling other situations, we may appear on the outside that we're doing everything we're supposed to be doing, but inside we have a lot of turmoil. And so I just feel like it definitely is not, it didn't just happen for me to pick this word, and I picked these words ahead of time, right? So, and I just feel like I was driven to have this word this week, especially with everything that's going on, is that to execute on something that you really want, right? To take action on it. And especially on things that we can control. When we can't control something, what ends up happening? Can't get the sound to work. Interesting. Lisa, are you still with us? And if so, can you hear me okay? Just to make sure it's not on my end, okay? Just let me know. Lisa, can you hear me? Yeah, because really moving forward with these times that we're going through right now, and how much fear can paralyze our decisions, right? So when we get caught up in a place that we feel afraid, then it's hard for us to make a positive, excellent. Thanks, Denise. When we get caught up in situations like we're going through right now, so we just got word that our schools are closed for 2 weeks. And we're going to be homeschooling our children until March 30th, on top of everything else that we have going on. And, you know, we may have our work, and I'm very blessed that I can work from home and my husband can work from home, but that still changes things. So today I wanted to go through a few things that maybe can help us execute on things that we could control. And when we're in situations like this that we can't control, it is really important that we take a step back and look at the stuff that we can control, so we can make it as normal as we possibly can through this process, okay? So when I pick words, power words, I always look up, you know, I think about what I want to accomplish, and then I pick a word that comes to mind. And usually it's something inside me that says, yeah, that's the word that I'm going to use. And like I said, this week it was execute. And then once I get that word, I love to look up the definition of that word to see exactly what it means, to see if it connects with what I'm thinking it means. So execute is an interesting word because that has several meanings, right? And the first few meanings in the dictionary were about getting rid of someone or something, right? But when I'm using it, I want to execute. I want to take action. So that's the reason why I chose this word, because I'm using it in the contents to take action, to don't hesitate. Because if you watch me or follow me, you might have heard in the past that hesitation stalls our momentum. It stalls us from moving forward. So when we're in fearful times or overwhelmed, what ends up happening, we get stalled because we can't move forward, because we can't see past what is staring us right in our face. So when we use that word execute, it's like, yeah, we're going to cut through all of that and we're going to make this happen. And that's what's going on this week. Do you find that you have things in your life that resonates with you? Do you feel that there's certain areas that you could control, but you just can't see past the clutter in your mind or in your physical space to get to the point where you actually can make something change? If that is the case, then the brain dumping helps a lot. It really helps start clearing out your mind of everything that's cluttering in there. If you feel that you do have a situation, give me a thumbs up and let me know that that may be a part and that you are resonating with what I'm talking about. Because I love to hear and see that we're making momentum in creating the best life that we could have, despite the circumstances that are around us. Now, we can't take things like this lightly, right? We do, with the situation with the coronavirus and everything going on, we don't take them lightly, but we do try to establish as much normalcy in our lives while this craziness is going on around us, especially if we have children or parents that may need extra care from us during this time. What is it that you need to execute on to have self-love and self-compassion for yourself? Because it really goes back to putting that oxygen mask on you first, because it's really, really important. And I'm finding this myself, how important it is for me to have my time, because if I'm tired and run down, I'm not going to be able to show up the best that I could show up as a wife, as a mom, as a daughter, as a coach, as a business owner, or whatever that is, the many hats that I'm wearing that most of us women do wear. So, you know, about 14 years ago, I had to make this really hard decision to make a life change. And when I made that life change, everything changed. I started taking charge of my life and what life I felt that I wanted to give to myself and to my daughter. So it was really important to execute. Now, it was really hard to see clearly through that because there was a lot of clutter and a lot of noise or static going on around me to actually see what I needed to do and execute on for the next steps. But what I found was when I got clear and I sat silent and listened to the Holy Spirit, for me, it was such a guiding factor of what it is that I needed. And I hired a coach at that time, and she helped me navigate through all of that also. And navigating is a fantastic, I love that word. It keeps on popping up for me because I love helping others navigate through the chaos and the overwhelm. And that actually is a webinar that I'm doing next Thursday at noon. If you register for that, you'll get the recording if you can't join me for that live webinar. Because navigating helps us get that roadmap to sanity done. And once we do that, we're able to execute on all of those things that we want to take care of and we want to instill in our lives, okay? So it has been extremely amazing, the transformation that has taken place over the past 14 years. 14 years. So knowing that it's not going to happen overnight, but just to take that first step to execute on what you want to happen will truly make a difference. So what is that first step that you're thinking about? Okay. So when I took charge of my life and I became the CEO of my life, and I truly became the leader that I wanted to be, that was the first step. The momentum in my thought process that I deserved to have more. Do you feel like that sometimes, that you're caught up in this tailspin of everything that's going on? But if you try to skip that record, right, get off that hamster wheel and say to yourself just once, I deserve better or I deserve different, that's going to hesitate, right? That skips, and now you can move forward, all right? So that's the first thing. I truly took charge of my life and became the CEO of my life. Like I said before, I hired a coach and I got clear. I got clear on the process. That's how I was able to execute this life that I have now, is because of the coach. And I had a coach back then. I have a different coach now. But it keeps the momentum going. I'm part of a mastermind group for accountability. So it's amazing that as I'm building my practice and I'm becoming a better productivity and leadership coach, I'm offering all of these tools to my clients. And they're really seeing the momentum and the difference now too. So hiring a coach and getting clear really made a big difference in helping me execute this life that I have today. Learned that it was my story. I just took ownership on it. This is my story. This is where I am. Own where you are right now, okay? And then get clear on how you got here, but not getting stuck in the minutia of all that crap that brought you to this place, but just own where you are. Meet yourself. Meet yourself here, okay? And own that story. This is a big one. Releasing the drama. Drama is so addicting. And even though we don't want it and we say that we don't want it, it always seems to creep in. And if we're not strong around our boundaries of it, it's going to keep on coming back. Okay? So owning the fact that you're going to release the drama, you're going to let it go, will help. I'm not saying that's easy, but once you start doing it enough, it really makes a difference. I mean, I was caught in a very big drama sandstorm in my life, a tornado of drama just coming at me from every direction. And when I started picking things off and putting them away and not allowing them in, it was a little uneasy at first because I wasn't sure. What do I do with all this time that I just gave myself because I'm not sucked into that drama? So let's work on releasing some of the drama. The other thing that I did to execute this life that I have today was I prayed daily, and I still pray on a daily basis. It comes in different forms. It may be, for me, it may be doing the rosary, reading scripture, reading daily motivationals, journaling, prayer journaling, Bible study, going to mass. So there was something in my life and continues to be in my life because that is my foundation. But I pray daily. So have some kind of prayer practice that will help you stay grounded so you're ready to execute this life that you desire and deserve, okay? The other thing is create a visual. So a visual for me is creating something to look at that aligns with what exactly it is that you want. Now, I have a couple of tools to give you for that. You could actually go out to my website, right? And you could download under resources, it's powerful-purpose.com/resources. Download the Roadmap to Sanity. That's a beautiful start, a beautiful visual. And if you wanted to have a conversation around that, feel free to reach out to me so we could do that. Or create a vision book. A vision book is a beautiful way to understand what exactly it is that you want to pray upon or look upon and what you can do that you're in control of. Now, we do have something, God, that controls this. But for us to get clear so we could sit silent and declutter our brain, it's good to have a visual for you. So just creating some kind of roadmap to sanity in book form is a great way. At least it works for me as a visual. And I do have workshops based on the vision books. Instill, like, really incorporate peaceful activities. What peaceful activities do you have in your life, right? That truly could keep you motivated. Mine is going for a walk, and lately it's plugging into an audio book that I want to listen to that sparks another opening in my brain. So peaceful activities may be going to daily mass, maybe meditation, just something that you could incorporate in your day that's going to kind of give you grounding. Another thing is if you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed, a beautiful, peaceful activity is just taking a deep breath, taking a couple of deep breaths. Stop for a moment, breathe in, and then breathe out, right? Do 3 or 4 of those deep breaths. Sit silent for a second. Just calm yourself, and that will give you a chance to regroup and be at peace. Build your confidence, right? So this is the 8th tip, is building your confidence. Be strong and be clear with yourself of what you want. What is that confidence? There's a difference. There's a fine line between confidence and being cocky, right? But if you're confident around what it is that you want to share with other people around you, then that is a great way to help you set those boundaries, right? So I want you to say, what's holding you back right now? Is there something specifically holding you back? If you start practicing either one or all of these, just start practicing them and executing on your life, right? Just taking charge. And it just takes one step. And the one step that you made today was that you are here or you're watching this on replay. If you're watching it on replay, let me know, okay? Because I want you to celebrate how fantastic it is that you took the time today and come here. and watch this video on these 8 steps on how to execute moving forward of you being the CEO of your life. So if you're truly engaged in what's going on around you, make sure you give yourself time to sit clearly, to process whatever is coming at you. Because right now it may feel a bit like a sandstorm of information, and it's kind of overwhelming, isn't it? And at least it is for me. And I keep on flashbacking to that movie Outbreak, but just if we're at peace and we're comfortable with who we are in our spirit, and we do what is best for us and our family and our friends, and we continue to be kind to our brain and be smart with our decisions of what we're going to do moving forward, it's going to help through this trying time. So I'm just so blessed that I'm able to come here on every Friday afternoon to give you information or tips or share things that are on my heart. And hopefully you could relate to some of this information and take bits and pieces of it, bits and pieces or everything. And perhaps it'll end up changing your life. And Denise just actually was kind enough to pin in the comments field the roadmap to sanity for you to go out and get. But before I jump off, I wanted to share with you what my mug or my drink of choice is today during our Friday planning. So Reagan and I just love the matcha tea lattes at Dunkin' Donuts. And in order to make them healthier and do them at home, we created our own. So today, it's in a Starbucks cup though, but today, last night I made her one and I made my one this morning, a matcha tea latte with almond milk and a little honey. It's absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Tea, yes. It's matcha tea latte and it's absolutely yummy. I love it. I love it. How about yourself? Do you have a favorite drink that you use or that you go to? What's the recipe? The recipe, okay. So the recipe is 1 cup of ice, 12 ounces of almond milk or whatever kind of dairy product that you choose. We like almond milk. 2 teaspoons of matcha tea, and drizzle some honey in it and then blend it up. Absolutely dynamite. And matcha's really good for you too. Green tea, yep. And so I just absolutely love it. So that is my drink of choice today, is this green matcha tea latte. Have an absolutely blessed day. Thank you, and I'm honored that you're here. And I'd love to hear from you if there's anything that is on your mind or your heart to share. I'm here for you, okay? Take care. Have a dynamite weekend. Don't forget, set time aside to plan. Because when we plan, guess what? We find more time. Take care.